So right here, guys, we're on floor 120 normal mode of the Dark Fae. We're gonna try to beat the boss only with rare champions and lower rarities, okay? And yes, it will be a challenge, even though I have fairly decent gear on these champions. I haven't given them the best gear or anything like that. It's gonna be a challenge. And on this boss is all about the mechanics, guys. It doesn't matter if you have fancy champions like Siphi or Duchess. This boss, unlike other bosses in the game, will not allow you to bring one champion to carry your team. Here you need to use your brain, use the mechanics to your own advantage. And the very few mechanics that are very important here is to have thermimeter manipulation, decrease speed, increase speed, and preferably boost your thermimeter too. So we're gonna use Apothecary to fill a couple of these roles. We're gonna get a healing from him. We have no reviver whatsoever. Executioner is gonna decrease the thermimeter and decrease the speed. KL is gonna be our nuker. I could have done with a better nuker, an epic one, but you know what? We're gonna use just rares and lower rarities. Armiger, thermimeter manipulation, and enemy max HP, mainly thermimeter manipulation. And then I have Coldheart. She is built on a reflex. Now, probably you've noticed, all of them, they're around 200 speed. If you've been playing the game for 1 or 2 months, this will be absolutely a challenge. Probably you're not gonna be able to reach these stats on your champions as free to play, unless you're a spender that actually farmed the dragon or farm some dungeons to actually put your hand on better gear in the first 2 months of playing, right? If no, you're just not going to be able to achieve the same stats you're seeing here, and it's going to be even a bigger challenge, but most probably you'll be having some better champions in your roster. Like, it's no secret, we're all summoning epics and legendaries, you know, but which ones? We don't know. Are they going to be helpful for what we need them? We don't know. So that's why I decided to go with more accessible champions that are not necessarily impossible to get, you know. Just to show you the mechanics first. Then I'm gonna show you a few more different teams for hard mode, just epics and stuff like that, because it is doable, guys. It's not gonna be like super hard. The main thing is right here. If you fail to kill this wave, you're not gonna be the boss, because they're copying your team. They have all the skills available and they can use whatever. So having the right preset on your team is gonna be important to make sure you have the nuke when you get here. And if you don't want to make a preset, just manual the entire run. I'm gonna manual the boss, because you know what? If I don't manual this, I'm not gonna beat it. I gotta use my brain. I gotta decrease the thermimeter. I gotta decrease the speed. I gotta make sure I'm targeting the enemies to kill them here before anything else happens, because this can be very, very annoying. Like, for example, we still haven't killed that Apothecary because he's pretty tanky. The tankier the champions are, the harder it is to kill them with your own team, basically, because they just mirror copy your stats as well. So keep that in mind too. Let's drop that thermimeter. The boss has increased speed. We have the smaller version of decreased speed on the boss, which is not the best thing, but I can do much better with the rare champions that I have available, you know. There are a couple of other rare champions that fully deplete the thermimeter, but unfortunately I don't have them available. Soulbound is a very good option, but I have her built a bit too tanky and I failed to kill her, so that's annoying. So I decided to bring in instead Executioner. Like this, I'm gonna get a decreased speed. Now, I have my Armiger on Relentless. The more often he procs the extra turn, the better, to help us with the A1 to decrease the thermimeter. Again, Executioner doesn't have a very solid thermimeter manipulation, but that decreased speed will mean a lot, guys. So keep that in mind. We don't have defense down, unfortunately, so because of it, it takes us a bit longer to kill the boss. I'm not going to use this on the boss yet, because it barely has any thermimeter, so that will be a problem. That's why I said, you want a manual, you want to use your brain. So if I'm going to use that and drop no thermimeter, the boss is gonna recover super fast and take a turn. So we don't want to have that in either, you know. So now we can actually boost the thermimeter. Now we can drop this. It's almost down to 0. Armiger's A1. Then slowly we're gonna pick more damage. We're gonna heal with Apothecary once we're gonna take the turn. We're gonna look which one is the lowest. Seems like KL is one of the lowest. Let's heal him a bit as well. Then we're gonna get to heal somebody else, because that's on a pretty low cooldown for Apothecary. The thing is, my Apothecary is not very fast, and that's mainly because I want my nuker to be faster than him. If the enemy team gets to boost the thermimeter before I kill them, that's gonna be a problem. So I want to make sure I'm spot on with that, you know. It's very, very important. Okay, I got feared. That can be very, very nasty. Because you are actually losing the skills, you see? We can actually risk it, because it doesn't matter, it's the A1. But the boss, again, it gained the turn meter, and now he's gonna nuke me again. Or actually, it stole my champion, which is much better. It's much, much better that it took my champion, because I was gonna be in a bad, bad spot here, man. Okay, luckily we killed him. We got the decreased speed, so now let's heal my Cold Heart, because she's very, very important. Drop the enemy max HP. Again, I rushed it a bit, because I was supposed to wait a bit longer. The turn meter was almost at 0, so it wasn't very helpful to use it. But we are hoping to get it back in a second. And I really want to heal that army girl before the boss takes another turn. Because it can be nasty if the boss is going to kill my army girl. Oh, and look at that executioner, how low he is. I really, really got to get some healing on that bad boy right now. Come on, Apothecary, I'm believing in you. So hopefully Cold Heart is going to take another turn before the boss, so I can actually deplete a bit the turn meter again. I really got to heal my executioner here. Nice. Okay, so I feel like we might be in a good spot right now. But again, the boss will steal one of my champions in a second. Let's put the poisons, because raw damage is just not gonna do much, especially that we don't have increased attack, we don't have defense down on the boss. Finally, we procced one extra turn 20 years later, so let's go. Let's make sure we're dropping more turn meter, we're keeping that decreased speed on, increase our speed and turn meter, drop in a bit of a nuke in here, the A1, again, more turn meter down. We just wanna give Cold Heart another chance, basically, to come in with a Heartseeker, you know? So we are getting pretty close. We don't have that available. God damn it, that was so close. And I feel like if I'm gonna use the A2 right now, or the A1 regardless, the boss will take the next turn, just judging by the turn meter that I have on my team. Maybe Executioner is gonna take a turn before. So I'm gonna go with the A2 and do a bit of damage. Okay, so Executioner took the turn. Maybe Apothecary too? No. They got my Kale. That's so nasty. If that Kale gets to take a turn, is gonna completely wreck me. Okay, we kill him. We're safe now, and we managed to get this done. We managed to get it done, but you see, was a challenge. Even though I have decent builds on my champions, was a challenge because these are rare champions. They're not extremely OP or anything like that. And it took us 6 minutes to be the final boss, only with rare champions and lower rarity, which is nasty. But let me just quickly show you the stats on this team. Most of these champions are built for secret rooms, guys, except Cold Heart, which is built for the Dark Fae, but of course she does have slightly different stats for the actual team. And stun set, a speed set, total stats we have 33k HP, 2k attack, 3.7k defense, 214 speed, 80 crit rate, 188 crit damage, 230 accuracy. Masteries, we don't have any on him at the moment. Then Cold Heart, I actually weakened her build a bit because she was a bit too good for what we were trying to do. Even like this, I feel like she's a bit too good. It's gonna be pretty hard to get these stats on a reflex, but you don't necessarily need a reflex. I just didn't change the whole build on her because I am using her on the other team that I'm about to show you. And we have 31k HP, 3.3k attack, 2.1k defense, 210 speed, 94 crit rate, 231 crit damage, 306 accuracy. Basically here, guys, you want to make sure you have the right speed, you have the accuracy that you need in order to be the boss. You've seen how fast the boss was overlapping my champions as well, though. So the turn meter manipulation was so important. Giant Slayer as tier 6. Moving over to Kale. Stun set and a speed set. And yes, he does have pretty good stats, but still he was not able to one-shot all my team. 4.4k attack, 1.7k defense, 231 speed, full crit rate, 242 crit damage. Now, these are not the stats that you're gonna be able to achieve 2-3 months in as free-to-play. No way. You probably need lots of months in order to achieve stats like this on a free-to-play account. On a stun set. You don't need a stun set. That's the good thing. You've seen it didn't really help us for nothing. We just nuked one time and that was it, you know. Then we just used the poisons. We cannot stun the boss. It's just his build for a secret room like this, you know. Masteries, Helm Smasher as tier 6. Then we have Apothecary, a double speed set, and we have 1 Immortal. Total stats, 50k HP, 3k defense, 222 speed, full crit rate, 170 crit damage. So basically, it's too tanky for KL to kill him. Masteries, we have Giant Slayer as tier 6, and we have support. Giant Slayer was just to help out on some of the bosses, are all masteries. And we have Armiger, Relentless, and a Perception. Total stats on Armiger, 33k HP, 3k defense, 213 speed, 99 crit rate, 200 crit damage, 260 accuracy. And masteries, offense and defense 3. Now, probably some of you guys are curious. Skratch, can I use this team on hard mode? You might defeat the first boss, maybe even the second with a few tries. But this is not a team for hard mode. For hard mode, floor 120, you need to have 250 plus speed on most of your champions, or at least on the key champions. You need to have 330 plus accuracy, and I understand that's not something that most of you guys will be able to achieve. So you're moving to the hard mode once you get close to mid game, end game. That's when you're focusing those bosses on hard mode. But let me just quickly show you a different team. Right here, we're on floor 120 hard mode, guys. We're gonna try to do it with epics and of course a rare. Now, these champions are much better than the rares. They have much better kits, more perimeter manipulation, bigger version of decreased speed. Just generally, they're better. So basically, the way this team is going to run, we have Deacon Armstrong. He's going to be the champion that will take the first turn when we get at the boss. He's the fastest in the team. We have the speed aura from him. Basically, we want to make sure we are setting the preset in the following way. He cannot use his A3 on a round 1. He cannot use his A3 and A2 on round 2. Only on round 3, because we need to ensure that we're dropping the thermometer on the enemies. So my nuker will go straight after to nuke the mirror copy team. Then Durandil, he's at 236 speed. Now he's a very strong champion, a very strong nuker, and basically he's not the second fastest at the moment, but he will become the second fastest once he's gonna get kills on the waves, okay, with the masteries. So he's gonna use the AoE attack right here, attacks all enemies, will ignore 15% of each target's defense, and he will kill quite a few enemies on the first wave. On round 2, he's not allowed to use the A2 again, and on round 3, he will open with this skill to kill all the enemy waves, basically, the mirror copy team. Basically kill his own team, in a way or another, in shorter words. Royal Guard is the second fastest champion in my team, and this is the Royal Guard that I used to run before on the All Fire Knight stage 25, and I am running him now on the Dark Fae. He is not using the A3 on round 1, he's not using the A3 and A2 on round 2, and on round 3 he opens with the A3 because we want to have that decreased speed on the boss. Coldheart being the third fastest champion, she's on reflex. She's the one that I've been running on my regular team for the Dark Fae. She's actually not gonna use the A2 here either. She's gonna open with the A1. Because I want Durandil to get the kills to ensure that we have enough speed on him. Right here, she can use the A2 if she wants, not a problem. And on round 3, she will open with the A3. She's not using the A2 because she's on a reflex. I want her to use the A3 as often as possible. And of course, we have Killen. He's a strong champion, thermometer manipulation, I'm a big fan, attacks one enemy 2 times. The first hit decreases the target's thermometer by 50. The second basically decreases the speed. And this right here, guys, will be on a 3-turn cooldown. AoE nuke, and the A1 has a chance to land the weaken to help you deal a bit of more damage. Basically, I've done plenty of different guides before on teams that run with Allure or other champions. I'm gonna link them at the end of the video in case if any of you guys will be interested. They still bring a lot of value to people that have those champions, but if you don't have Allure, let's give it a go and see how well will the team do in here. So we have Deacon with defense down, enemy max HP, Coldheart with the A1, Durandil coming in and taking all the kills. That's why we changed the preset. Like this, he became the second fastest champion in the team. And now slowly we're picking out these waves here, doesn't really matter. We could get weak hits on Deacon Armstrong because he is Spirit Affinity, but hopefully it's not going to be the case. There we go. Nice. So we are at the boss. Decrease the thermometer, defense down, Durandil coming in with the damage. Unfortunately, we got a weak hit on a Deacon there, but nothing that can be fixed. Enemy max HP, we got a decreased speed, we have a bit of thermimeter manipulation. Right here, unfortunately, it actually mirrored copied my Durandil, but it's fine, we brought him back. Not a big deal, right? And hopefully the boss is not gonna get to deal a lot of damage on my team, because the problem that will be is that I have no healers. So I want to drop as much damage as possible, as much thermimeter manipulation as possible, to ensure that the boss is not really gonna take a lot of turns, you know? Having the leech is helpful, you know? But there you go, you see? Not having decreased attack, I could potentially bring in a Stag Knight instead of one of the champions, maybe instead of a Royal Guard, or maybe even instead of Killen, you know? But I really wanted to use Killen, I like him. I actually like him. The thermimeter manipulation, the decreased speed, the AoE is pretty good, you know? The fear is pretty nasty when it procs. If you do it on manual, you're gonna be able to control it. Now, I would suggest you to farm this boss, okay? I would suggest you to farm this boss in the Doom Tower on this rotation, because you're getting lethal gear. Lethal is the upgraded version of Savage, okay? And yeah, it will skyrocket your account if you manage to get a couple of decent sets. I actually have a Durandil built on it. Now, if you have an Allure, guys, replace killing the Shrike in here with Allure, and the boss will never take a turn, okay? Literally never take a turn. Let's give it a go and see. So we brought an Allure instead of killing, guys, and we're gonna use the exact same team. Now, you can replace Royal Guard, but you still want to have the decreased speed. Decreased speed is gonna be very, very important. I'm keeping Royal Guard because it's an enemy max HP, and that will allow me to kill the boss faster. So basically, it's a speed farm. Let me just put it like that. Speed farm. It doesn't matter what she's using here. Now, I'm pretty convinced that she won't use the A2 and A3 on the boss, but you know what? We have the preset. Let's just make sure that we're gonna play it out, and the AI can do whatever, basically. So let's see. Are we gonna have any issues on here with the preset that we made? Oh, she gained extra turn. Seems like she's gonna kill everybody alone, you know? She's like, that's it. They're all mine. They're all mine. Hopefully, we're gonna get 2 more kills here. If not, we're gonna have to change the preset. But I think it should be fine. There we go. Now, having Lissandra instead of a Deacon, man, is so much better. She manipulates the thermometer much better. She gives the increased speed. Having increased speed on your team is game-changing. But you know what? We don't have her available here. I'm gonna show you my normal team where I'm running Lissandra, how much of a difference it is compared to the rest of them, basically, you know? And there we go, wrecked everybody, no weak hits whatsoever. And we're getting a bit resisted, seems like, with the thermometer. That can be a bit of an issue. Hopefully it's not gonna be something that's constantly happening. 3% is not much that you can do about it. Lissandra brings the manipulate thermometer with her A2 as well, guys, which is so massive on the boss here, you know? Having Lissandra to drop 50% of the thermometer with the A2 and then the A3 is massive. Of course, Deacon doesn't live at the level of Lissandra, but it should give us a bit of a chance to do it. Now, if your champions are too squishy, probably they're gonna die if the boss touches them. So you cannot run a team like this, because it's not gonna be safe for you if they're too squishy. If they're not squishy, and they're at least built similar with mine, you know, and I don't have them tanky or anything like that, it's just that they have decent stats, you know, the Great Hall and everything, but this is floor 120 hard mode, so I would expect you, if you're challenging this boss, to have some decent gear on decent builds on your heroes, you know. So it's not really a speed farm by the looks of it, because it's still taking us a couple of minutes to do it, but it's actually pretty good, right? Pretty good. Okay, 2 minutes and 4 seconds. We can't really complain about what we have here. Durandil, decent damage. Royal Guard and Cold Heart very equal in terms of damage. Of course, you can try to bring in a second Cold Heart, but without the decreased speed, it's not going to be as good, you know. Let me show you the team that I'm running. So this right here is the team that I'm using on my account, right? It's farming it super quick. The presets are not as important because, you know what? Hernding is an absolute beast. Basically, the A1 allows him to reset the cooldown of the Stasis Strike skill, which then will bring him into an AoE. So that's basically how it works. Lissandra, she barely has any gear. And yeah, Newt is a bit harder to kill. So you're going to see how exactly I prioritized all this. It's all about the preset. So Newt opens with a A1 once he's gonna get at the boss, because he needs to kill himself, basically. He needs to kill the mirrored copy. We need to have Hundig to kill at least 1 or 2 enemies on the waves to become faster than Newt. Newt is in my Fire Knight build. I am not intending to change that one. That's why it's important for my Hundig to be faster, you know. So he gets the first hit right here, you see. Then Hundig goes, drops in the Terminator. Lysandra increases the speed. Then we are nuking with Coldheart, dropping the Terminator. We have a Royal Guard using the A3 for decreased speed and Terminator. Then Lysandra using the A2. Then Newt using the A3. And constantly A1. Then, of course, we do have a Hundig that can deplete Terminator. And basically, even if the boss will take a turn at some point in here, and it will steal one of my copied champions, mirror one of my champions, sorry, it doesn't really matter, because I'm gonna quickly kill it and get basically back to business. Now, Newt is an absolute monster. Look at that damage. Max hits, 39 turns, 1 minute and 2 seconds. So this is the team that I'm running on my account. I'm quickly gonna show you the stats as well, guys. So this is the team that we ran on hard mode, floor 120, just the epics. So basically, this is Deacon. These are his total stats. Not very tanky. I'm actually quickly gonna move a bit my head because I didn't realize that was in the way of the accuracy. Usually I tend to read them anyway, so it should be fine. More accuracy would be good on him. 272 speed. I haven't focused on survivability. Speed and accuracy, basically. And masteries, none. Then we have Durandil. He has a pretty good build. He's on a Savage, Lethal, and Cruel. Total stats, 6.2k attack, 236 speed, full crit rate, 225 crit damage. Now, you don't need him with 6.2k attack. 5k attack will work, because if you cannot get the 6.2k attack on your champions, you won't be getting them much tankier than mine. So 5+k attack will kill them anyway, you know. I think I do have an overkill on attack, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't tested him with lower attack, but by the looks of it, he's just destroying everything. So seems like I'm overkilling my team twice with the damage that he's doing, basically, you know. Masteries, I have offense. Now, it's no point to get defense 3 and counter attack, because remember, the Dark Fae will mirror copy your team with the exact same masteries, gear, and everything that you have, okay? So if you get counter attack, when you're trying to hit him, he's gonna counter attack back, and that's not gonna be a good situation for you. So that's my Durandil. Royal Guard, he's built on Savage and Speed. He doesn't need a Savage. I have him on Savage because, how I mentioned, I used to run him on Fire Knight stage 25, and I needed him on Savage there. But for the Dark Fae, Reflex will actually be much, much better if you have that available, or even Relentless. Total stats, 3.9k attack, 247 speed, full crit rate, 250 crit damage, 300 accuracy. Masteries, War Master as tier 6, and we have support. Not sure why I don't have pinpoint accuracy, but don't ask me. Then we have Allure. We used Allure in one of the teams. Just Relentless and Speed. She needs full crit rate for the A1, and the rest doesn't matter. Speed, full crit rate, and get the accuracy. That's all that matters on her. 244 speed, full crit rate, 347 accuracy. Masteries, Giant Slayer, and we have support. Then we have Coldheart. She is built on a Reflex, and this is the Coldheart and the Royal Guard that I'm using on the team that I'm normally running, and I'm gonna show you the stats on the legendaries for that in a second too. Total stats on Coldheart, speed, accuracy, again, that's all that matters. 244 speed, getting the crit rate near 70 is important. 247 crit damage. Masteries, offense and support tree, we have Giant Slayer as tier 6. Then we have Killen the Shrike, Relentless and Speed. Total stats, 4.4k attack, 229 speed, full crit rate, 227 crit damage, 313 accuracy. Again, all that matters is the speed. If you want a bit of damage, is fine. If you don't want damage, again, it's gonna be fine. And have the accuracy for the A2. Very important. Masteries, we have Helm Smasher as tier 6, and we have support, Cycle of Magic, basically just trying to get the most out of his kit, you know. And the last 3 champions, I just had to take them out of the vault, will be Hundig. So he's built on a Speed, a Cruel, and a Perception. Total stats, 5.5k attack, You see he has less attack than Durandil and he's doing the job. So I just showed you. Durandil actually hits harder than Hundig. 257 speed, full crit rate, 290 crit damage, 360 accuracy. Masteries, flawless execution because I want consistency over Helm Smasher. Because I wasn't killing the mobs all the time when I was getting to the mirror team, you know. And then we have Newt. This is my Fire Knight build, Savage, Perception, but that's what I'm running on the Dark Fae. I'm running him like this on Hydra, pretty much everywhere, because he's the MVP. 5.3k defense, 266 speed, full crit rate, 249 crit damage, 360 accuracy. This is the build for Fire Knight stage 10 hard mode. And we have Lysandra. How you may see, she doesn't have the helmet, she doesn't have the shield, and that is intentionally. This is the weapon. This is the glove, crit rate glove. We have an accuracy chest piece and boots that don't really give her survivability. No ring because we don't need it. Crit damage amulet. And we have an accuracy banner. I want her as squishy as possible to ensure that Hundig is always going to kill her. And she's so freaking powerful. Masteries, offense, and support tree. But guys, that was all for today's video. I think I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I've done all this on the test server because, hey, I can just move gear around on my champions and it just doesn't matter whatsoever. I can make a mess and nobody needs to clean up, basically. But hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to smash that like, subscribe to the channel, and appreciate all of you guys watching. I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.